Hello, hello, hello. Well, hello there. Funny seeing you here. Beep, beep. One sec. Audio. Oh. This song's not relaxing at all. I said laid back country music. Hopeful and laid back country music. I just went to Halifax. Speaking of music, you go around Halifax and they just start singing old like sea shanties about drinking, and they expect you to know what they're talking about. Like, sing it with us now. Old Lady Donna went down to the river and she brought back some beer for her friends. Everybody clap. Grab that fiddle over there in the corner. I've never been out east before. I've never been east of Quebec City in Canada. So this was my first time. And it was great. A+. I do want to go back. There's so much we didn't do. We were really there because our friends, Team Homan, 2-time defending women's curling world champions, were in an event to decide who gets to go to the Olympics. Actually, if I could go on a tangent about that. Do you want me to tell you about that? I think you guys know we sponsor a curling team. Next stop, Italy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, I know a lot of different sports or different countries do things differently in terms of how they decide who gets to go to the Olympics. For curling in Canada, it comes down to this single event. So even if you are objectively the best team in the country, you still have all the pressure of winning this one event, 1 week, winning one game at a time to decide that you get to go to the Olympics. Which is kind of bonkers. I'm not a huge fan of that system, personally. They spoiler alert, they won, so everything's okay. But it doesn't really seem fair, if I'm being honest with you. Actually, I'm curious. I want your unbiased take on this, because it's to like decide who gets to go to the Olympics. Does it make sense that it kind of comes down to a single event, knowing that at the Olympics you only have one really opportunity to perform? Or no, should a country just make a decision about who the best team is to go, given a body of work, let's say? Do they have to qualify for this event, or is everyone invited? You have to qualify for this event, but still by having like 8 different teams in the field. Sports are funny, you know, like anything can happen. Someone could have a crazy good performance. Outliers can happen in both directions. I don't have an opinion about sports. That's fair. Most people shouldn't. Body of work. Tournament kind of makes sense. All right, different strokes for different folks. Anyway, we went down to Halifax to be nervously excited for our favorite curling team, Team Homan. And they won. Also, we were on TV a little bit. That was funny. I've done this a few times now. Four Nations, now the Montana's curling trials. Actually, let me share this with you. Look, that's me. That's me. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. They won. I like Christine clapping with one hand, holding her phone. She looks like no one's ever taught her how to clap her hands. It's like an alien clapping her hands for the first time. She's like, what do we do at sports games? Clap our hands? That's Jen and their friend Laura there too. I'm there with our buddy Matt. Go home and go. Canada's Nicole Kidman, that's right. She's clapping like she just painted her nails. Maybe she did? She did. It was very cute. She brought nail polish to the arena. And as people came over to say hi to her, she would just hand out nail polish until she ran out. I think that's funny. She's kind of like the... what does that make her? Like the Pied Piper? Who's a famous character in literature that would just hand out goodies to people? Who's the Pied... What did the Pied Piper do? You know, like lead children into the woods or something? Oprah? She's like the Oprah of... She's Canada's nail polish Oprah. Simply Claus? I don't know about that. The Pied Piper took kids? Where did he take the kids? What did the Pied Piper do? Now I'm distracted. Who's the Pied Piper? Pied... How do you spell Pied Piper? A legendary figure from German folktale about a rat catcher. After being cheated out of a payment by the town, lured away their children with his magic pipe. What did he do with those kids? This is very weapons coded. I think the figure you're looking for is Johnny Appleseed. Was he the guy who just gave apples to everybody? Because he's a great guy? He was a real nice guy, that Johnny Appleseed. Anyway, we were talking about curling. Anyway, so we fly into Halifax Friday morning. Get that early flight. Land in Halifax. Don't even have a chance to check into the hotel. We go immediately to curling that first day. And that was a really close game. But they won. It went right down to the last shot of the game. So that was a big relief. But it was a best 2 out of 3 series to decide who won the end of the tournament. Even though there were qualification or playoff games before that were single game elimination. So anyway, Friday night, the team obviously still was preparing for stuff the next day. We crashed out pretty early since we had been up since like 5 in the morning. What did we do that first night? We went out for a nice dinner. Kind of just tried to walk around, get a sense of the city a little bit. You know what I didn't realize? If you've never been to Halifax, the city, or at least downtown, is basically just one big hill. After 3 days in Halifax, my shins are sore, mostly from walking down. Just walking downhill. How big is the city? Here's the thing, we didn't really go outside of a... Here, let me open up... Let me give you a map here. You got shrimp splits. You got to start at the top? Yeah, but to get to the top, you got to start at the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're at the top with the cannon. Here. Ottawa's here. It's a 2-hour flight to Halifax here. You actually, the airport's like a 40-minute drive north of the city. So you take a car in. Now, we never left this part of Halifax. Halifax proper, let's say. Actually, we'd never really left this. Because the curling was here at Scotiabank Centre. The waterfront, the harbor's here. The Citadel's there. So we checked out all of that. And then like a little bit of the Dalhousie campus, right? But we did not... I really wanted to like maybe go to Peggy's Cove over here. It's a nice lighthouse. A bunch of people who... there are the remains of people who died in the Titanic are in a cemetery around Peggy's Cove. I guess some of the rescue efforts for the Titanic happened from around here. Anyway, Peggy's Cove is a big tourist spot, and you also might be aware of, I think over, I think this is Oak Island. No, Graves Island. Somewhere around here is Oak Island, which was made famous by a very speculative show on the History Channel, I think. Basically, at some point, somebody dug a hole, and it seemed like they might have left a bunch of gold in there. So to this day, kind of like people believe in Bigfoot, there's people who believe that there's just a bunch of gold hidden somewhere around this island. Anyway, we didn't do any of that. We went to Halifax. So that first day, we just wandered around and had a really good seafood dinner. We ate very well in Halifax. In my, I should live stream searching for gold. Yeah, okay. When we go back in the summer, really what we have to do is come back and visit Nova Scotia in the summer. Sorry, this song is too much. What do we, everywhere in Halifax seems to have just like really good seafood. So we ate well and then went to bed early that first night. I have to share with you, I'm kind of in one right now. I'm exhausted. We've been up since like 6 a.m. Halifax time to make our flight after nights of celebration Saturday and Sunday night. In case I'm rambling. Anyway, Saturday. What do? We get up Saturday, hit the gym. Shrimply likes going to the gym. And so they had that second curling game early in the afternoon where they won. Where they finally won, and we could all relax and celebrate. And then, yeah, the rest of the weekend was basically just having a good time. Having a good time with the team, having some drinks, having some good food. And then at some point we snuck up the hill and a cannon went off here. Unrelated to curling. But yeah, Team Homan is going to the Olympics in Italy in February. That's pretty cool. GG's. The noon can. Okay, Morgan, can you explain why do they? So I guess in the 1800s they built this fort as a deterrent, I think for the French. Maybe not only for the French, probably to deter the Americans as well. My understanding is that it was never actually involved in any sort of battle at this point. It was mostly just a big stamp, saying this is our hill, don't try to invade Canada. Anyway, it's a very cool structure. We didn't do the tour, but you're able to just sort of wander around. It's just very like fortified fortress. It's part of a reenactment thing. Yeah, there were people wander. Anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, with the cannon. I guess so. Every day at noon they launch a cannon. Anyway, Christine and I just, because we like punishing ourselves. We went down to the water, found a good coffee, and we just walked straight up the hill, up this path, and we get here, and the security guard goes, "Hey, you can't stand here." And it wasn't really clear why. So we like shift to the side and he goes, "Oh no, you have to go further." And we're like, "Okay." And we notice there's some people there just like looking up the hill. And I think at that point someone said something about a cannon. So we weren't totally surprised, but all of a sudden, like, there's just an explosion. Like, it's so loud. Like, if you're staying in a hotel here, you can hear this fucking cannon just going off. It's literally every day of the year. Okay. Just reminding people it's noon, time to get lunch. You can hear it across the harbor. That's wild. Anyway, Shrimply posted a lot of this stuff on her Snapchat. Maybe Instagram too. I don't know. Anyway, pretty funny. Anyway, I will say Halifax, I really dig. Food is good. Nightlife seems fun. Although again, all the I'm not a big shanty guy, so I don't know about that. There is a famous brewery in Halifax, Alexander Keith's. We did do the brewery tour. That comes with free beer, which was okay. I won't lie to you. Keith's beer is kind of so-so. Don't tell them I said that. They were very nice to us and all that. And actually, yeah, the best part of the tour is that at the end of the tour, you just end up in this sort of like bar / speakeasy they have in the back. So yeah, that was cool. We basically did like a crash course in downtown Halifax in 48 hours. I actually had a competition with this guy to see who can hold a mug out the longest, and he won, unfortunately. He really showed me. Mid-beer is nice to keep you from over-drinking. You know, I know a lot of people who agree with that. I would much rather have, like, 1 or 2 good beers. Like, I like an IPA, which is on the stronger side, right? It's not like you can just pound IPAs all day. Whereas, like, I know guys who will just drink Coors Light for the sake of, I guess, they just want to feel like they're drinking something. So they'll just, like, knock back Coors Lights for several hours. And that stuff's basically just like water. I can't do that. I'm not wired to drink that way. Also, what I think I learned this weekend is I'm a bit of a, what's the word, teetotaler? I cannot keep up with people who want to drink and have a good time. I think I'm really out of practice with my drinking. There was a time where I could drink with the best of them. We just say boomer instead of teetotaler, eh? I'm more of a I want to have dinner with you and have a drink and have a conversation than I want to be in a loud room, barely able to understand what you're saying, even though you're 6 inches away from me. That's not quite my tempo. Maybe boomer is the right term, eh? Anyway, it was really fun to see everyone having a good time, even if I'm a little less fun. And I know Shrimply had a really good time. So I like that too. Yeah, not quite my tempo. It was pretty I'll remember this weekend. It was pretty crazy. Like they were nice enough. We got invited to like the sort of friends and family dinner after they'd won. And yeah, it feels really, maybe this is me and I'm just like a pessimistic person, but like when you sponsor a sports team, you don't want to feel like they're just being nice to you because you're giving them money, eh? And I guess I mostly just want to say this as a compliment to them is everyone involved with their team, their manager, all of their like friends and families we've met and everything. We're all so welcoming and just seem like genuinely good people that they just really deserve all the success they've had. They've clearly worked incredibly hard for it. And we're just really happy to see them go to the Olympics and happy just to be able to witness a bit of their greatness, let's say. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. I just wanted to check in, let you know we had a nice weekend in Halifax. Might take us a day or two to recover, but we're very happy for the result. Also happy for the Nova Scotia team that they were playing in the final, who also were really good sports, and it It's a really, really special moment. Are y'all going to Italy to cheer them on? That's the big question now. Now, Italy is a little bit further than Halifax, but that would be pretty special. And you may or may not know this, but Shrimply has never been across the ocean. So maybe we just need a good reason to go. Important question before you end the stream. Do you have an advent calendar? Yeah, I have a Reese's Pieces advent calendar. It's pretty tasty. Time for Shrimply to go internationaler. Italy would be a fun way of popping that check. Here's the thing. I really don't know much about... I've never been to an Olympics. My gut reaction is like, is that the worst time to actually visit a country if you're interested in anything other than the Olympics? Has anyone here ever been to the Olympics? Any Olympics, anytime, anywhere? Probably not, right? You should go on a proper vacation. Italy is a fantastic place. Does proper vacation mean not during the Olympics? Or we should go to Italy? It's a great time for hookups, or so I've heard. Oh. Well, that's not high on my list. Sounds like expensive hotels and busy everywhere. I guess so. That's not necessarily bad. When it's busy and things are open and there's things to do. It's kind of like when you visit a place when other people want to go there. People probably want to go there for a reason, right? It is a little chilly in Italy in February, especially in the north. So maybe that wouldn't have been the time I would have wanted to take Shrimply to Europe, but I think it's a good reason to go. I lived in Vancouver during the Olympics. It was pretty crazy, so I just stuck to the outskirts. just stay away. Busy for me as a downside, lol. Yeah, no, you're speaking the same language as me. I understand what you mean. I just know, like, sometimes people are too much on the other side, like, oh, when's the least busy time to visit a place? Then you just go at the time that is the least good to be there too, right? You gotta find a happy medium there. Stay later than the Olympics, things might be more cleared out. I guess that's an option. At the same time, we're not gonna spend weeks wandering around Italy. We've got a lot going on still. Not complaining, but, you know, we have lives. I don't think Christina's wired to take a very extended vacation. Me, on the other hand. I'll work on it. Nintendo stream in Italy? Yeah. Oh, pasta making class. That's a good idea. Although Christine doesn't really eat pasta. What are Italian activities Christine could do? Like, ignore the Olympics. What, if you have any ideas of what Christine could do in Italy, throw them my way. I'll build a PowerPoint deck to convince her. Ooh, a wine? We could go to a winery. What about the Putinesca? Not the Putinesca. The fashion stuff is interesting for sure. Just the history of. I've been to Italy, but I was like I was a teenager when I went with my family. So I definitely want to have that adult experience. Anyway, that's all I got. I should be alive for Friday. We'll have to figure something out there. Alright, I think we're gonna go to bed. I think I'm gonna dream about meeting the Pope, Aurora Sword. Thanks for stopping by. No thank you. No thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace and love. Peace and love.